Team USA and the roster because a social media post went out there and it's actually caused some controversy, while I'm like, really? This is controversial? This is the take? And then I saw some of the choices that some fans are making out there where you can tell there's blatant agenda.
The sports world was set ablaze by Team USA's latest announcement, sending shockwaves across every social media platform. Their post didn't just generate casual chatter, it unleashed a whirlwind of debate, outrage, and intense online scrutiny. In an unexpected move, the hypothetical starting five prominently featured Caitlin Clark, immediately transforming ordinary discussion into a fiery digital showdown. Fans of Paige Bueckers were left stunned and furious, erupting in waves of criticism at the boldness of the proposed lineup. What began as a simple fan poll quickly escalated into a fierce battle of loyalties, igniting one of the most heated controversies in recent sports history. The passion and intensity of the fan reactions were on full display, taking almost everyone by surprise. Within moments, the virtual arena was divided, forcing fans to pick sides amid the chaos, frenzy, and non-stop online arguments.
Out the other day, I did a couple of videos about it. We know Caitlin Clark finally going to emerge in a competitive setting in a training camp that they're going to have right here. Let me just give you the specifics. Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark hinted that she would participate in Team USA basketball activities during the WNBA offseason, following the conclusion of her team's 2025 campaign. Initially, the thought was she was referring to USA basketball training camp in early March 2026, which is a precursor to the 2026 FIBA World Cup qualifying tournament.
A single graphic instantly captured the attention of fans everywhere, igniting a storm of controversy across social media. The image showcased a hypothetical starting five, placing Caitlin Clark at point guard alongside top-tier talents like Jewel Lloyd, Jackie Young, Nneka Ogum, and Aaliyah Boston. To be clear, this was never an official roster. It was explicitly marked as a speculative lineup, but its effect was immediate and undeniably powerful. The very idea of Clark taking such a central, commanding role sent shockwaves throughout the entire WNBA community. Why did it provoke such outrage? Because it directly challenged established hierarchies and fan expectations, striking at the core of long-held beliefs that veteran players deserve the spotlight. What seemed at first to be a harmless, casual post quickly evolved into a lightning rod for simmering tensions and fiery debates that had quietly been brewing for years.
I don't know how this is even a debate. This post got put up as a potential, starting five. All right, Caitlin Clark at point guard, Kaylee Copper, Jackie Young, Derica Hamby, and Aaliyah Boston. And then, of course, these are the reserves on the team, right? And, my God, the Paige Bueckers supporters, of course. And I don't want to throw Angel supporters in this because I've seen a lot of actually put Angel and Caitlin on the court.
The instant that post hit feeds everywhere, uproar spread like wildfire across social media. Paige Bueckers' most devoted fans were the first to launch a relentless wave of backlash, their fierce loyalty to their star shining through every comment. The mere suggestion that Bueckers could be sidelined in a hypothetical starting five in favor of her rival, Caitlin Clark, sparked immediate outrage. The message was loud, clear, and impossible to miss: Paige over Caitlin. Thousands of comments flooded in, demanding Bueckers' rightful spot, sharply questioning the credibility of the proposed lineup, and outright rejecting the idea that Clark deserved such a prominent role. The sheer scale and intensity of the response was breathtaking, exposing a simmering territorial passion within the WNBA community that had been quietly growing for years. This single post thrust it all into the spotlight, pushing emotions to an explosive boiling point for the world to witness.
And I don't want to throw Angel supporters in this because I've seen a lot of actually put Angel and Caitlin on the court at the same time, but somehow this got labeled as rage bait. And I'm not sure how this is controversial, but here we go with some of the dumbass takes that came out of this, right? It's got over 200,000 views on it now. Paige, okay. Young, Copper, Cameron Brent, really? After being injured like that? Reese.
Although Paige Bueckers fans initially dominated the backlash, the discussion quickly widened, drawing in a variety of other fiercely passionate fan communities. Interestingly, supporters of Angel Ree offered a far more measured and thoughtful perspective compared to the all-out rejection from the Bueckers camp, which made the dynamic even more fascinating to observe. Many even floated the exciting possibility of seeing Ree and Clark share the court together, a rare moment of potential collaboration amid the online chaos. Yet the original post had cast such a wide net that it inevitably attracted countless other factions, each pushing their own vision of what Team USA starting five should look like. This massive, diverse reaction underscored just how deeply emotionally invested fans are in their favorite players, turning what might have been a simple speculative graphic into a tangled web of loyalties, opinions, and fiery debates erupting publicly across social media.
Caitlin Clark over Chelsea Gray in competitive basketball? Question mark. Some dude says, suggesting the veteran guard Chelsea Gray deserves a starting role over Caitlin Clark. Look, I've only been locked in for a couple of years. There's not a world where I'm starting Gray over Caitlin Clark. Not a galaxy far, far away. Nowhere. Caitlin Clark over Chelsea Gray in competitive basketball? Question mark. 127 times out of 10. Yeah, easy.
Almost immediately, the post was branded as pure rage bait by fans and commentators alike, and for very good reason. In just a short span, it racked up over 200,000 views, sparking a massive, immediate emotional reaction. Whether or not provoking fans was the original intention hardly mattered, the impact was undeniable. The graphic tapped into long-standing tensions, reignited fierce rivalries, and transformed what might have been a quiet, speculative discussion into a full-blown public spectacle. The term rage bait perfectly captured the frustration, outrage, and fiery debates that erupted, especially among fans who felt their favorite players had been unfairly overlooked. Questions quickly surfaced. If someone like Guju is still recovering from an ACL injury, how could she realistically step onto the court? Sure, she can attend, but actually playing would carry serious risk. Naturally, every athlete faces inherent dangers when taking the floor, yet many fans also started pointing to other players not even included in the hypothetical lineup, like Asia and Stewie, adding even more fuel to the whirlwind of speculation, concern, and intense debate. Just as it seemed the drama had reached its peak, the conversation shifted sharply, this time focusing on veteran guard Chelsea Gray. The idea of Caitlin Clark taking a starting spot over a seasoned, highly respected player like Gray immediately struck a chord with fans who deeply value Gray's experience and proven leadership. To many, the suggestion felt completely outrageous. One outspoken fan even joked, "There's no universe where I'm not starting Gray over Caitlin Clark, not even a galaxy far, far away." This clash between an emerging superstar and an established veteran exposed a clear generational divide among the fandom, sparking heated debates about merit, experience, and the balance between fresh talent and seasoned reliability. Longtime supporters felt overlooked and disrespected, while discussions also highlighted the bigger picture, the growth and rising popularity of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark's undeniable star power drives attention and ratings, but some argued that past decisions, like leaving her off the 2024 roster due to concerns over limited playing time, hint at deeper tensions. Ultimately, the Gray-Clark debate was never just about two phenomenal athletes, it revealed underlying conflicts about respect, opportunity, and the evolving dynamics of women's basketball fandom. What started as a simple discussion quickly turned into a symbolic showdown between the WNBA's old guard fans, those fiercely loyal to established stars and traditional styles of play, and a rising generation demanding fresh faces and high-energy, youth-driven talent. In the video, the speaker didn't hold back, boldly claiming that the old-school fans are getting voted off the island. This striking remark perfectly captured the rapid generational shift currently reshaping the sport, where emerging stars challenge long-held assumptions and face pushback from those clinging to the past. The timing of this controversial post only intensified the drama, arriving shortly after Caitlin Clark's recent setbacks. Since her mid-July groin injury, which ended her 2024 WNBA season, and a subsequent unexpected ankle issue, she hasn't played competitively. Now, with Team USA's training camp scheduled for December 12 to 14 in Durham, North Carolina, marking her anticipated return to the court, the debate over her hypothetical starting spot has grown even more heated and unpredictable, transforming what might have been a minor discussion into a full-blown, high-stakes controversy. Debate erupted instantly over Caitlin Clark's readiness, with some questioning whether she was truly prepared to step back onto the court, while her supporters hailed her return as a triumphant comeback to the sport's highest level. The central question, should Clark even start, quickly became a lightning rod for heated discussion. For many fans, this wasn't even a question. Clark's spot as a starter was an unquestionable certainty, thanks to the game-changing impact and sheer talent she brings, even after her recent injuries. Yet by framing it as a question, the post brilliantly ignited controversy, forcing fans to defend what they saw as an undeniable truth and creating a debate where none should have existed. Advocates for Clark argue she is the league's premier facilitator and a dynamic offensive force, a star who should always have the ball in her hands. Her ability to orchestrate plays, often compared to a star NFL quarterback, is considered her most valuable asset. They point to her record-breaking assists per game as concrete evidence of her elite playmaking, insisting that reducing her role or benching her would not only undermine her talent but also the team's overall potential. While critics highlight her league-leading turnover rate, her staunch supporters quickly counter with her record-setting assists, framing her on-ball dominance as an irreplaceable asset that demands she starts from tip-off. The debate also shone a spotlight on the double-edged nature of Clark's high-usage, high-impact style. While her aggressive approach can result in turnovers, it simultaneously creates unmatched offensive opportunities for the entire team. This tension became a fiery sub-argument within the larger controversy, showing how a perceived weakness can also be viewed as a crucial byproduct of her groundbreaking playmaking. Adding another layer of complexity, the hypothetical inclusion of Guju Watkins immediately raised eyebrows. Watkins is still recovering from a serious ACL injury, fans asked. How can someone still in rehab realistically be part of a competitive roster, let alone a starting five? While attending training camp might be possible, actually playing would carry a significant risk of injury. This seemingly optimistic, or questionable, choice further fueled skepticism about the post's judgment, intensifying debates and raising concerns about player safety versus online hype. But the controversy wasn't just about who was included, it was also about who was left out. Many fans voiced frustration that established WNBA stars like A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, and especially Kelsey Mitchell were completely absent from the discussion. Mitchell's exclusion, in particular, drew widespread criticism, given her consistent, elite-level performances. The surprising exclusions from the hypothetical roster only amplified accusations of rage bait and selective judgment, suggesting the post intentionally sidelined deserving veterans in favor of flashier, more controversial names. This left a large portion of the fan base feeling ignored, frustrated, and unheard. The debate quickly turned to Cameron Brink, whose potential starting role raised questions even among those who accepted her presence on the broader Team USA roster. Fans scrutinized her readiness and impact compared to other frontcourt players, not as a critique of her talent, but as a thoughtful consideration of experience and development at the international level. Her inclusion sparked its own mini-controversy, showing that every single name on the list was under intense fan scrutiny. Even Angel Reese's presence became contentious. While the video speaker acknowledged her notable improvements over the past year, many fans remained divided on whether she was truly ready for elite international play. This underscored a crucial truth: no matter how well a player performs, fan perceptions and existing narratives heavily shape reactions, proving that every decision, however justified, will face intense scrutiny from the passionate, divided WNBA community. Beneath much of this debate was the ever-present "grow the game" argument, featuring Caitlin Clark prominently, especially as a starter, is seen by many as essential for boosting ratings, drawing new fans, and maximizing the overall popularity of women's basketball. Team USA's biggest star, Caitlin Clark, is widely regarded as a must-see attraction, a ratings powerhouse that they could, and should, leverage without hesitation. This perspective argues that roster decisions shouldn't solely focus on basketball skill but also consider strategic marketing and expanding the sport's reach, challenging traditional selection criteria to engage a broader audience. Perhaps most striking, however, was the revelation about a major leadership misstep. Reports indicated that the committee for the 2024 Olympic team had hesitated to include Clark, fearing fan backlash if she didn't receive enough playing time. Such fear-driven decision-making was widely criticized as a complete dereliction of duty, suggesting the committee prioritized avoiding public criticism over putting the best talent on the floor. This staggering admission undermines confidence in the integrity of past roster decisions and raises serious questions about the true motivations behind them. The speaker passionately argued that managing fan dissatisfaction is precisely the committee's job. Their responsibility is to select the best possible players, regardless of potential criticism. If fans voice displeasure, that is their right, not a reason to compromise team quality. Avoiding a star like Clark purely out of fear of public reaction reflects a fundamental misunderstanding of their role, exposing a surprising level of insecurity from those in charge. Effective decision-making in sports isn't about playing it safe, it's about making tough decisions and standing by them, even in the face of hypothetical outrage. Despite all the debate and controversy, the speaker leaves no room for doubt. Caitlin Clark must start at point guard for Team USA. For them, it's not a question, it's an undeniable fact. Continued resistance, especially from those defending Chelsea Gray, is framed as a last-ditch effort by the old guard of WNBA fans to cling to relevance. The reality is that traditionalists are being voted off the island by a new wave of passionate supporters demanding fresh, dynamic talent. This unyielding stance underscores a massive generational shift, where long-standing allegiances are being challenged by the unstoppable rise of new stars. Ultimately, that single Team USA social media post, whether intentional rage bait or not, has exposed a seismic transformation in women's basketball fandom. It signals that the old guard is making way for a bold new era, one where engaged, passionate fans insist on seeing the sport's most electrifying talents, like Caitlin Clark, at the forefront. This wasn't merely a debate over a hypothetical lineup, it was a visceral, undeniable demonstration that the game is evolving, demanding fresh perspectives and full recognition of its brightest stars. The controversy itself is proof. The future of women's basketball is happening now, louder, more passionate, and more engaged than ever before. Now it's your moment to make an impact, don't stay silent. Show Team USA that true talent, relentless effort, and unmatched dedication, like Caitlin Clark's, deserve the spotlight they've earned. Share your thoughts, join the conversation, and rally fellow fans to demand that the brightest stars take center stage. The future of women's basketball is being written right now, and your voice matters. Stand up, speak out, and help shape the game for generations to come.